Hi, this is Nikki Woods, and we are going beyond the studio on blackamericaweb.com with the one, the only, the O,
Omarion.
Omarion
Hey,
in the house. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
good
It's the
morning.
internet, so it could be any time.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
we have to.
Well, good time.
It's a good time.
It's a good time. It's a great time.
So it's been 4 years.
Has it been that long
It's been 4 years.
since the last time we seen each other?
Well,
Or the
yeah.
album?
And
Or
the
what?
album. It hasn't it been 4 years since you've
No, it
actually
hasn't been
done.
that long.
How long has it been?
Technically, it's been probably about 2.5 years to
Two and a
three
half
years.
years. So it just felt like 4 years to me.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe, maybe. So tell me what's different before we get into all of the history. Tell me
Uh-huh.
what's different about you 2.5, 3 years later.
Well, I really took that time out to, kind of just grow as a human being, as a man. And when I use these terms, or when entertainers use these terms, it's because, you know, sometimes it could be a disadvantage having to grow up in the industry because you look at things differently. I've always asked myself, like, well, why do I have a business manager, or why do I have this, or why do I have that? And I really just took the time, to find what the real definition of what I would consider a man, and that's a fixed object that's able to provide and do for himself. And throughout that time, throughout those
Did you get that, men? All of the men of the world.
I took that opportunity just to spend time with my family. Well needed time, time for myself to figure out what I needed, where I wanted to be. Um, if the things that I had strived for, and all the attributes that I have, was it really worth it? Like, I mean, me living out my dream and having to, put up with, the stress, because you always ask yourself that, like, well, is it worth it? Is it worth the stress? And that's why I just went through that time, and I really found myself, musically. I know what type of entertainer I want to be more than ever, and because of the history, I feel like at times, I could kind of be typecast, and I could kind of be like, that kid that people feel like they know, but in essence don't really know.
Right, and I think it's interesting. I asked you this before we actually started the interview because I met you before B2K actually blew up, and we were doing the celebrity basketball game in Chicago, and it
Yeah.
was like these group of kids who were just like, let us play, let us play, let us in, let us in. And finally we're like, let them play.
Uh-huh.
And it was like 3 months later we couldn't even get you on the phone because the album had hit and you all had blown up, and it was just like we're like, what happened?
Yeah.
And I think that the one thing that I remember about you more so than anybody else is that you were just always like the kid down the street. You were just like that nice guy that
Thank you.
lived down the street, that was just real and told it
Thank
like
you.
it was. And even through the years, every time I've seen you, you've remained that way.
Thank you.
Do you attribute that to family? To how did you stay so grounded? Because you could have really, you could have been like Michael showing up in pajama pants at a courthouse somewhere. I mean, you really, because you all had that kind of fame.
Hmm.
So how did you remain grounded?
Well, really, I do credit my family and my friends, and definitely just the experience of life. Having to have such a strong base and family. I could kind of easily recognize things for what they were. And this has been such a major tool in having to recognize things for the way that they are. And not making them more than they are.
Hmm. Right, and just keeping everything in
Keeping it in,
perspective.
yeah.
Keeping everything in perspective. And I know one of the things that your bio said, I have to say, I don't really remember people's bios, but you've read your bio, haven't you?
Hmm.
So you know your first sentence of your bio.
What is
Where
it?
it talks about your rippling arms and
Oh.
your toe. I have never seen the first sentence of
That's a
somebody's
great.
bio talk about their rippling arms and,
Wow.
and this and this and that. So luckily you have a sweatshirt on, or I'd make you flex for everybody. But I think that the one thing that you said in your bio that was interesting for you, having grown up in this business and having been on the road and toured and performed so much, that you really did just need to take a break
Yeah.
and just reevaluate things. So musically, when you look at like producers and labels and distribution, what things did you really want to tweak and change to pop this album off?
Well, really, it was important for this album that I had a strong sense of what my vision was, and having to be, in the industry and see all the changes and know, like, okay, if I'm in a label situation, they might have producers, so I mean, to make it a happy family, we allow the producers to we allow the producers to come in.
That would be our music director, Stephanie Williams,
Oh, it
being
is.
loud. But so what? And so you changed producers and everything. And so what producers did you work with to get the feel for this album?
Well, for this album, like I was saying, I wrote every on every song, and this is the first time, but it was important again, to speak from my perspective. It's like songs like "Temptation"
You know where I'm
and
going. You know I'm going down the list.
"Hey,
Come,
buddy."
Tom Joy, come say
Hi,
hi.
Tom.
Put them guns away.
Yeah.
I told you it is a bio.
How you doing?
What's going on, big
Nice
guy?
to see you, man.
How you
Good?
been?
Just working hard.
Yeah,
Constantly, yes, sir.
yeah, I love the video.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Been working out.
Yeah, been working out.
Do something for me.
I got you.
Email it.
I got you.
What's up, man?
So, and you know where I'm going with this because I'm.
Carlos, too.
No. So I was scrolling through the bio, and all I saw was the last word "bye,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "What in the world happened in the 3 years that he was gone?" But you talk about your girl, and you're kind of wondering what's going on.
Well, that particular song, I think my girl is by, actually came from the concept of I kissed a girl and I liked it. Katy Perry, and yeah, and the funny thing about it is that I think that the public kind of embraced the idea of it being okay, that girls, could kind of be that way. And it's always a question, it's always been a question of mine, with women, like, well, how comfortable can you be? How comfortable can it get to the point to where, because I'm far from an insecure guy, you know what I mean? But, I've been in situations, where, like, I'm with a girl, I'm hanging out with a girl, and her friend is like super frisky, and it's like fun. It's,
Frisky.
oh yeah, it's just like and then it becomes like, well, it's cute in the beginning, but then it's like, well, how does she really get down, And that's kind of where the concept came from.
And
when
not
I
to be
think about it.
stereotypical, but that I think people that would be surprised by that response from you.
Oh yeah, because
Because they think you're
most
out there,
people-
you're a star, and that
Right,
women,
right.
I'm sure, have
Well,
given you many opportunities
yeah.
to explore the friskiness.
Yeah, well,
of
I
it
mean,
all.
well, I mean, what people do is what people do, but my take on that is really, if I'm interested in somebody, I'm interested in them, and I want them to be interested in me and change. I'm not really into the, you know. I don't know if I would feel as special if I know she's interested in me and then she's interested in her too, and then that person, I don't know if it's as special.
So, are you looking for that now? Are you looking for like that committed relationship that's going to lead to
Well, I think that I'm just a
break
man.
our hearts?
I think I'm just a man of substance, and I really,
Wow.
but
I like that. I know I like that.
okay,
I like that. That's like a T-shirt slogan.
yeah.
Man, that's good.
Yeah, so I don't believe, I'm still young and I still have so much to learn, but I don't believe in like not having goals or having like a marker. Like if I'm gonna have a relationship with someone, then I want to benefit them just as much as they benefit me, or I want to have to learn something from them just
Right.
like they should learn from me. And that's how I've always been, as a person, like you gotta have some substance, or what's the point.
Or go home.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, even if it's meaning fun, if it's like us hanging out and us having a laugh all the time, then that's great.
So tell me going forward, because I know that one of the things that you're really, passionate and determined to do is to stay around and
Yeah,
to
most
stick
definitely,
around,
most
and
definitely.
to have people look back and say, wow, he's a legend.
Most
So
definitely.
what are you going to do to achieve that? Are you going to continue to look for opportunities in movies as you've done before, or are you going to just stick to the music now?
Well, I'm definitely gonna seize, every opportunity. It's never a mistake. It's always an opportunity. So, I feel like,
I feel like you're 45. Like
Sorry.
you just have all this
sorry,
knowledge that you're imparting upon us.
sorry, but
It's good. It's fun.
but yeah, I just feel like this is just the beginning, and because I started at 14 and now having to be 25, like I feel like one thing that I will stick to, is being true to myself, and the reason why this is interesting when I say that is because, sometimes when you're a part of an industry, you feel like you have to convert, or you have to, become like, your peers, or like what the industry is represented as. And I find it a jewel, to be, strong and steadfast in who I am, because it's what makes, my fans attached to me. It's what makes me appeal to different people, and I just want to appeal to masses, and I want to inspire people that, maybe feel like, that like, I want to be like him. No, like, you should be an individual, and you maybe should, take good attributes from people, but have some
Right. I mean, you
individual.
can learn, but then adapt it to
Exactly.
your.
Yeah, exactly. Because I feel like it's so many people out there that's kind of like wants to be identified by by um by necessities, and by things that are just like tangible.
It's like the
I know.
noisiest interview ever.
Yeah, I know. It's okay though.
Yeah, we're gonna make it
But
work.
yeah, I'm saying all of that to say, I want my legacy to be built on, great things, and just good things, positive things.
Well, I look forward to it, and I know that you're going to be around for a while, and I look forward to you coming back and actually performing in studio
Oh, most
for us for
definitely.
an in studio
Got to do
jam.
it.
It's Omarion and Illusions. It's in store now, right? It's
Yes,
in the
it's in
stores.
store
It
now.
is in the stores now, so definitely pick it up. And I appreciate you for coming in,
Thank you for
and
having
I'm
me.
proud of you for all that you've done.
Most definitely.
And I look forward to seeing bigger and better things from you.
Yeah.
It's Nikki Woods. We went beyond the studio on BlackAmericaWeb.com.